Alright, welcome back to Make It Mental, everybody. What you're looking at there is the plate for the back of the DIY Bluetooth speaker kit that I showed you yesterday. And so what I'd recommend doing, if you haven't built this particular product before, or maybe you'd like to build one, what I'd recommend doing is basically doing everything that you see right here first. Put your LEDs up in the top. This is not an LED. I thought it was at first. This is actually a momentary switch. I don't know what the exact purpose is of pairing. Every time I've paired a Bluetooth device, it's been electronic. I've never had a manual button before. Put in your volume knob, your auxiliary input, and don't be confused between your 12 volt and your auxiliary input, right? Don't be confused. It's got a little penis sticking in there. That's not for your headphones, right? It's not your 3.5 millimeter. That's your 12 volt. So stick all your LEDs in there, stick all your parts in there, and then what you do, pull out your wiring diagram. This is the easiest way. They got a parts list. It's all numbered, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not just an order of things, but they're corresponding numbers. So I just picked a spot, oriented my board in the same exact way that they got theirs, right? So we got these capacitor looking deals right here. All right, so we're good because there's none up there, there's none up there. Just picked a spot and just went around the board. Plug in, plug in, plug in, plug in. And they're all labeled. Number 3, come over here to number 3, Bluetooth pairing control cable. All right, so then you come over here to your device, and there's a pairing cable right there. And then you got to plug it into the corresponding spot over here. The only other one I'm not quite sure about is there's 3 ports. I'm not sure if any one of them are more important than the other one, but this one here I thought was more clearly labeled. Granted, they're all labeled the same thing, so I think they all do the same thing. I don't know. We'll find out later on. But just orient your board exactly the same. You see it? And slowly start feeding your wires, whatever wire, just pick a wire and just start working your way all the way around the board. It's really quite easy. They did send me an extra switch, which at first I thought was an LED, and then I got an extra cable wire to something. I'm not sure what that goes to, but outside of the speaker wire connection right here, and they give you a layout of that right here. Right side, right negative, right positive, left negative, left positive, right? So everything's clearly marked. And they give you some standoffs, a tool. So it looks like this board mounts to this board, which also mounts to this plate. It may be hard to see, but there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 right there by my thumb. So it looks like everything is self-contained in that unit. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. Just don't let all those wires bother you. Just follow the step-by-step procedure and it becomes real easy. So here's a basic look at the box. I went ahead and built this at work, so it's got my greasy fingerprints on it. But that's basically it. And I use a staple gun. If you don't want to take the time to have to fill in like all these little holes and then sand it all nice with Bondo and stuff, then just glue it and clamp it. You can use masking tape as a clamp too. But what I'd recommend doing is assemble everything but the top side. That way you can have access to your electronics, my staples, and the 2 ports, and make sure you orient the back of your board correctly because there actually is a relief cut on the other side for those ports that you're looking at right there. And that will just basically slide in. And it gets to be a push fit, so you'll have to, I'd recommend putting that in after you're done painting or covering it with carpet or whatever you're going to do. So I'd stick the ports in and the speakers in last, definitely. But I'd build your box up to about that point right there, and then stick your electronics in there, paint it, or stain it, whatever you're going to do with it. But I'm actually going to build a little bit different box than this one because I want my phone to rest across this area right here. And as of right now, my phone, obviously I can't show you because my phone, I'm using it, but my phone rests right across here. So if I put the 4-inch driver off to the side and another 4-inch driver off to the side, and then put the tweeters off each side here. That'll give me better stereo imaging anyway, and it'll better suit my needs. So I'll finish this box up and maybe put it up for sale for eBay or save it for maybe a center channel or something. Then this weekend I'll build a solid wood box.